your host, Nick, with
Ben
and
Jessica.
And we'll be talking about New 52. What did you guys think of the book in general?
Yeah.
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
doing a video
Bye.
here. We're doing a
Bye.
video. Doing a video.
1 to 10. Ben.
I'd say like a 7.5.
Jessica.
I was gonna go for more like an 8 or 9.
8 or 9. I will also go with a 9. I thought it was excellent. One of the very few good things from the new DC 52.
Our thoughts on the new 52 at first.
Sure.
The whole
Good.
reboot.
Good.
Thought it was silly.
Yes, the whole reboot in the first place on New 52 was, in my opinion, a terrible idea. But in a business standpoint, it worked out well for DC after a year of being this way and people liking it, obviously, and people getting into comic books more. And it worked out because I never got that into Batman, and now I feel like it's easier for me to get into Batman from this particular book.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the idea of the new 52.
To get into it, yes.
Start fresh. I don't have to look at the camera.
Yeah, you do.
They can see me.
Look
I'm
at the
talking
camera.
to you.
We're talking to the viewers.
I think it's a good idea to start fresh. You can take it in a new direction. Add brand new people. This Court of Owls we've never seen before.
Yes, this book is called Batman Court of Owls because it's bad, evil owl people from Bruce's past that might have killed his parents, but he doesn't really know yet, blah, blah, stuff like that. So now, for people watching, we're going to go into detail about the book, spoilers, so if you don't want to know, be smart and stop watching now. Okay, in this story, whatever. In this story, how to start out again? I forgot now.
Well, it's a pretty neat idea. Like, you get to see, like, Batman coming to this, like, I guess it's prison or something, asylum.
Yes,
Fight all the
Batman.
bad guys again. That's a pretty cool, like,
Yes.
introduction to all that.
Starts out with Batman going to the asylum, the Arkham Asylum, seeing all his prisoners, and he went in there for what reason again?
I don't know.
To get information.
Yeah.
To get information and with the help of
The Joker starts out with the help of the Joker, which is very confusing to a reader when you first start out. And you're like, what's going on?
Once I was like, damn, Batman, you know Joker.
Joker's fighting with them, everyone's kind of confused, and then later on they go back to the Batcave, and you see it's Dick Grayson with some kind of holographic Joker face, and you're very like, what's going on? That's cool, whatever. Then the story continues. Batman walks to a party in Wayne Manor and meets all his people and meets the new soon-to-be mayor who wants his help.
And they talk about building something.
Talk about rebuilding Gotham for a better future and blah, blah, and all these good things. And then they get attacked. They get attacked by an owl-dressed guy who kind of beats the crap out of Bruce Wayne. And it's a nicely drawn fight and everything. And, of course, Batman wins, but he has to kind of tone it down because there might be cameras there watching him. Doesn't want to fully act like Batman. Yes. So, it's a very good comic book so far. It gets a little crazy when he meets more of these owls, when he discovers that there's more hidden nests, as they put it, all over Gotham. It's kind of like a whole conspiracy theory about Gotham. What do you guys think about the Court of Owls have been like running the show behind the scenes of Gotham for all these years?
I thought it was a really interesting idea. Previously, we've seen the villains working on their own in the old series. So I thought it was really interesting to see a whole group of people, like
a cult.
Yeah.
Different from the usual mob mentality, like, okay. Organized, yes, but more secretive. They've been around for hundreds of years. Apparently.
And apparently they might have killed Bruce
hiding
Wayne's
out
grandpa.
in buildings, secret hideouts in like every building. So I thought it was really cool to get to see that, because we think of Batman as like Gotham. He is Gotham. And for him to not know that this group has been here for hundreds of years.
Slap in the face.
It is a slap in the face. I thought it was very clever.
All right.
It's kind of like the Watchmen in a way. Like Batman watches Gotham, then who watches Batman? The fucking Court of Owls right there the whole fucking time, just like stalking. I mean, it is say in the comic book that they do hunt down Wayne. I don't know why, but they do.
Because they're rich, I assume because they're rich,
so.
and they want to take down the powerful and whatever.
Keep the balance.
Yeah, the balance of power. And also, for people who don't know, New 52 takes place 5 years after he's been Batman. All his superheroes in New 52 have only been around for 5 years. How Batman has had like 3 different Robins in 5 years, we don't really know. 3 or Dick Grayson, Tim Drake, and his son, Damian Wayne. So that happens.
I throw that stuff in time.
Yeah, a whole long story that's just been blended in 5 years, and now it's black again, but whatever. And later on in the story, when he goes after one of these owls, there's only been one so far, he goes after him, and I think it knocked him out. Yeah, he went after the owl in the subway, and he got knocked out, and wakes up in this kind of maze, which is, I think, issue 5, and one of the best issues of the whole book. Because as in this maze, he's going crazier and crazier with no food and no water, doesn't know who to trust and what's real and what's not. He sees his parents in one part, and then the parents turn into weird owls and claws and pictures of people the court has killed and people watching him up, and it gets crazier and crazier. And like every issue went upside down and sideways as he got crazier. It was really different and cool. What do you guys think of that?
I think that was pretty neat. I mean, still, it's kind of crazy how there's a whole freaking maze under Gotham.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool how like in the actual comic book it shows you how Batman actually feels or sees as the pages go on sideways and upside down, and then he fucking turns into a fucking owl shit. But yeah, that was
it was crazy.
Cool.
And I believe it was written by Scott Snyder. Great writing by him. Also writes American Vampire, who what I hear is a very nice comic book. Don't know yet. And what do you think of that particular issue? It went crazy and everything.
I really enjoyed that. It took me by surprise at first. They go sideways with the pages, and it really made you feel like you were there, going crazy with Batman.
Sure.
I am Batman.
And as Batman's losing and getting his ass whooped by this single owl, then he just fights back and gets all Hulkamania and goes crazy and beats up the owl.
Yeah.
And then he knows Gotham so well, he could taste what kind of granite it was and knew that he was under or over the lake and had a bomb for some reason and blew up the ground, which they didn't take his belt, I guess. They didn't take the bomb he had.
Maybe he had a...
No, it was...
He broke through
the camera.
floor.
There's a special type of metal in the camera.
Yeah.
And then he knew the location of the rock, I guess, in the ground, and he combined that in fucking explosive shit.
Yeah, because he's Batman. He's Batman.
Exactly.
He
Most guys detective right there.
He's Batman. He gets away, gets rescued by this character that I don't really know because I haven't read a lot of Batman.
Her name was Harper.
Harper, a kind of punk chick looking, kind of like Tank Girl. But it's not blonde hair.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to Wayne Manor. It kind of goes in this kind of weird depression phase, looking at the blueprints for Gotham he had, and looking like he's kind of sad and depressed. And
he's all beaten up.
He looks defeated.
Physically and emotionally,
exactly.
Psychologically beaten.
Yes. And then as he's going through this whole depression, Alfred's kind of like, "Are you okay?" Yeah. I mean, just kind of sad. Don't really know what to do.
Well,
As he's depressed.
His whole world's kind of like
Upside
jumbled
down.
now. Mm-hmm. He thought he knew everything about Gotham. Turns out,
Not so much. It's a whole thing going on. It makes him feel kind of
small.
Yeah, it makes him feel small in the whole scheme of things when he thinks he's such the biggest, most important thing in the whole issue of Gotham. And then as he's home, the court goes to kill Bruce Wayne, still not knowing that he's Batman. The court sends a bunch of owls to kill him.
Yeah, after that one owl is defeated, they go on like a crazy killing spree.
Exactly.
More owls to chase up all the higher figures in Gotham.
To take them all out in one night,
yes.
Hence the name Night of Owls later on. And in that Night of Owls, Batman doesn't really get his ass whooped. It's kind of like a back and forth fighting a bunch of multiple owls. Why it took him 3 issues to beat up one, and now he can beat up a whole group.
Now he knows their weaknesses. Apparently.
True. Their weakness is the fact that the cold.
The Talons are attacking Gotham.
Yes,
the Bat family's getting involved.
Yes, trying to help everyone, save all these like higher ups and mayors and governors and all that stuff, politicians and everything.
And we find we should figure out what his name is.
The book's right here.
Thomas Wayne.
The book's right here.
Now, interesting part about this, some of the Bat family from other comic books actually fail in their mission in finding dead people, politicians, which, feels like, oh man, I didn't make it. Well, I gotta find someone else. So the court actually killed quite a few people, from what I understand.
Yes.
And of course, Nightwing and Robin and Catwoman, Batgirl saved a few people. That's what they do. They had to. Now, during this time, when Batman beats up all these different Talons with his weird Iron Man suit, he eventually gets away from Wayne Manor. Well, freezes everyone first, freezes all the Talons first, then gets out of Wayne Manor to find the soon-to-be mayor. He has to save his life first, whose name is... Hold on a second. It's right here when he lets everyone's face. No. Here, when he meets him, whenever he meets him.
I'm right here where he's actually talking to him.
Well, now he meets him, bam.
Lincoln March.
When he finds Lincoln March, or so-called Lincoln March, he finds him shot and dead with a letter for Bruce Wayne. Research. A letter for Bruce Wayne. I don't know what the letter said. We don't have it here for reference, but I'm sure something sweet like that. I'll miss you forever or something. Something like that. And
Rachel.
Yes, he yells Rachel in a very raspy voice. He goes, Rachel!
Exactly.
And he's like, my name's Lincoln.
And then Joker comes out and does it.
Yeah, things happen. And when Batman leaves, he kind of wants revenge and wants to get back his whole Court of Owls. He knows a few of the members. He recognizes a few of them as old rich people. He goes to one of their kind of like condos or penthouses, kind of threatens her and scares her into calling her husband, who's at a court meeting. And he traces the phone call and goes to this meeting at this house where he actually went to when he was a little kid to try and find him and kill his parents. Because since he was a little boy, he's thought about his Court of Owls. He used to think they were just a myth and like they didn't really exist. Now when he goes to his actual meeting place and he's ready to just kick some ass, he goes there, finds them all dead. It's kind of like, oh. Then you think it's over. He goes back to his house. He's like, he feels a little like, anticlimactic. Like, I didn't get to kill anyone. Or beat him anyone. Because Batman doesn't kill. He wants to beat some people up and arrest some people. But he couldn't do that because they're all dead.
They don't kill themselves,
supposedly. And then, I think Dick Grayson and Alfred were like, hey, Bruce, it's over. We won. They kill himself. And he's kind of like, it's not over. I don't think it is. I have a nagging feeling.
It was too easy.
It was too easy, exactly. It was too easy. There's something else going on.
There's more than just that one.
Yeah.
I mean, there were maybe like 20 people at the house when they were
the
the
maze.
group suicide thing.
Yeah.
So there are more people.
Exactly. I mean,
and you don't know who they are.
A group
They
that
could be
big.
anybody.
A group that big can't be that small. So there's more.
And there's no way after hundreds of years of the Court of Owls existing that they're just gonna kill them all. Kill all of them.
Exactly. So, with this hunch he has, he goes to this abandoned, children's home or boarding school, whatever you want to call it. Children's hospital, whatever it is. He goes there and finds Lincoln March, the man he thought was dead. And you find out that this man believes that he is Thomas Wayne, the younger brother of Bruce Wayne. After the mother, Martha Wayne, I think her name was? Martha Wayne got in a car accident. They had to send him to a hospital. And he was kind of born a little messed up. He had to go to the hospital. And while he was there, apparently the parents were killed. Mm-hmm. And they kind of, police for some odd reason forgot about him. And left him in this children's home, which eventually got burned down, I believe. GCPD. Now, during this time, the Court of Owls kind of secretly raised Lincoln March or Thomas Wayne.
Yes, my passion.
Exactly. Treated him like a ring. And kind of raised him to believe that he is the son and to fight and to train him in the ways of the Court of Owls. And now that everything's kind of coming to a conclusion, it's his time to take up the mantle and be I think he called it the peak of the court, or something like that.
Sure.
The beak or the peak?
The
beak of the owls, which I guess means the attack, the main fighter. Mm-hmm. And he kind of had his own weird Iron Man owl suit thing going on. Then him and Batman fight above Gotham, go crazy, beating up each other until they end up in this building. The main building that Bruce Wayne and Lincoln March wanted to build to be the starting point of the new Gotham. And Lincoln blows himself up, or blows up the building thinking he'll kill them both. But of course, Batman being Batman, he got out of it. And the book kind of ends with Batman kind of saying, oh, there's no way he's my brother, there's no way it's possible, I really, really, really doubt it. One night when he's like, are you sure though? I checked into it. I got it. I checked into it. He's not my brother. Drop it.
Exactly.
But we know eventually he's coming back. So it's a very interesting thing that they don't really answer that he is a brother or not. We don't really particularly know. So the next main story arc or storyline coming is deaths in the family. Not death in the family, deaths in the family. The return of Joker. Joker's been away from Gotham for a year, is coming back. He's planned out all his different torturous ways to mess up the family, the Bat family, and hurt everyone in psychological twisted ways because the Joker's crazy. Last time we saw Joker was in Detective Comics issue 1, where the doll maker purposely cut off his face.
You should say Joker requested
the
that
Joker
the doll
requested.
maker cut off his face.
Yes.
We don't.
We have no idea
know
why.
Why yet? But
He was doing a dog thing. I don't know what that was.
assuming-
All in all, I believe that the New 52 Batman is a fantastic book that every Batman fan, or even if you're intrigued in Batman, you want to try it out and see if it's any good, it's a good book to just jump into. Batman Volume 1, Court of Owls, and eventually goes to Night of Owls. It's all the same story arc until issue 13, I believe. And what do you guys think about the book?
I thought it was great.
Great.
Overall,
Overall,
sum it up, it was great.
great.
Yes, it's a great introduction to the New 52 series, and what better way to start off than Batman? And this whole new enemy, Owls, is a great enemy to add to the list.
Of many enemies.
Yes.
But it's a definitely good introduction to have a new enemy instead of having someone that people have to try and figure out who it is and this and that.
Yeah.
It was very smart on Scott Snyder's part to have a whole new enemy because a lot of writers would have been lazy and got Two-Face or
Yes.
Croc or whoever they want to. Someone that's already been done before. He just
Right.
made his own new world with it, which is very different.
Yes.
Means you're trying, which is great.
And a whole new element to even contemplate, is this guy really Bruce's brother?
Yes.
This whole Thomas Wayne and everything.
And that, great segue, is our question of this episode for all you viewers. Do you believe that Thomas Wayne or Lincoln March is truly a Wayne? Is really his younger brother? I personally believe he's not.
Still undecided.
Undecided.
Undecided, but leaning towards not.
Leaning
Brother.
towards not.
I'm leaning towards he really is his brother.
Is not. That's the easy way of doing it. And also, if you have any comments, please be respectful in your comments, but more than welcome to listen and see what you guys think. If you want any comic books that you personally want to see reviewed, just ask. Or movies, geeky movies, or Hero Clicks, if you know what that is. More than welcome.
Basically anything.
Anything. If it's
Anything
interesting,
you want to hear us ramble about.
anything.
We'll
We'll
talk
talk
about
about
it.
anything.
In the movie.
Or we'll tell you that we won't talk about it.
Farscape, if you know. Obscure reference
Exactly.
complete. So yes, Scorpius.
Scorpius.
Scorpius. But that was, yes. Okay, that's the first episode of Comics, and Pizza. I'm Nick,
And
Jessica.
and we'll see you next time.